What's going on, good people of the internet? It's time for OnComicsGrounds.com's flagship podcast, Panel to Panel, where a bunch of folks shoot the breeze and talk about comic books and such. We are back once again, talk about all that good nerdy news and comic goodness that we do every week when we can. Hopefully every week, but sometimes you know what? Some people have their birthdays and get fucking wasted, like I did last week. And I had two lesbians watching over me while we depressingly watch New Mutants, but we're not going to talk about that. We'll do a different episode soon on that. This is Panel to Panel, where we do all that fun, common, good shit. Don't forget that you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, Amazon Music, and Audible. Basically anywhere you can listen to a podcast besides SoundCloud. Also, I got an email today. Funnily enough, and Anne, you might appreciate this because we'll get to you in a second, but apparently Facebook is sending out invitations for people to post their podcasts on their Facebook pages. So get ready for us to be on Facebook soon once James goes through that process tomorrow. So get ready for that. Maybe I might even have it up before I post this episode. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and dive straight in. You can follow us on Twitter at PTP_podcast, where our social media manager, Ian, was live tweeting the DC fandom all day today. So that was a fun time. And in general, and I actually used all of his live tweets to basically create the agenda for the evening. So thank you, Ian, for some good live tweeting. And we're going to go ahead and dive straight into this. My name is James Porter. To my left, we have the man who, with the fro, who apparently is doing really good losing weight recently from what we talked about earlier. Good job, Travis. We have, and also he is going to be binging of the DC fandom on the side because he fell asleep again like last year. We have Travis Tucker. How are you doing again today, sir?
Bat chick crazy.
I can't believe he just said that. He just said that.
Guess where I'm at.
Yeah, he just said that.
I love you, Travis.
All right. To my right, we have the woman, much like myself, is inebriated in one way or another. We are going to be enjoying a fun time of legal things. I don't know.
Legal?
Yeah, it's legal. It's legal in most states. Beer and weed gummies are always a great time. Mary, how are you doing this evening after the fun DC fandom we have enjoyed?
Really enjoyed fandom, and do you want to hear the really weird thing?
You want Lucy Liu to step on you?
No, that's just like standard fare. Like even before this, like if we're going back, let's just go back to like Ally McBeal.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Okay, actually, here's a fun Lucy Liu fact. Did you know that she and Callista Flockhart were the first interracial lesbian kiss on television? Thank you, Ally McBeal. Okay.
Anyway, how are you doing today, Mary?
Well,
but the weird thing is that fandom is really exciting for me, and Victoria actually enjoyed it too.
Wow, that doesn't sound like a Victoria thing to do. All right.
Oh, she says that the reason you thought she was personable last week was because she was intoxicated the whole time.
That's fair. I mean, we showed her Spawn and she didn't die, so I think that's a pretty good achievement.
We made poor Victoria watch Spawn.
Oh no!
Wait, the Michael J. White Spawn?
Yeah, we showed her Spawn, and like her facial expressions were the funniest shit ever.
We should have recorded.
Like literally,
when he pops that cape for the first time, her face was just like the fuck.
Like, literally, me and Mary are just kicking back drinks, and Victoria's just sitting there with the mics hard, just appalled at what she's viewing on her on the television screen.
Oh, I found the Batman trailer, going back to Mew.
All right, cool. And then we're not doing introductions anyway. So, our guest for the evening is someone we have wanted to have on the show for a while, but you know what? Schedules are a bitch. She is one of our amazing writers over at OCG, and she has her own comics podcast, The Comics Collective. You know her as one of the coolest people on comics Twitter. AnneTalksComics. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel like underprepared because I don't have anything to drink. I need to be doing some fun, like legal things, and yeah, the fandom trailers, parts of the fandom definitely put me in the mood for it. So this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be interesting. I'm so excited to hear what you all have to say about some of the stuff that, yeah, it was a bit up and down for me. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Honestly, I was watching it in the background at work, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, the roller coaster. That's a great way to describe it. It was a roller coaster because some moments you're like ready to scream, and sometimes you're ready to throw the whole damn TV out the window. So, all right, let's go ahead and dive into this monstrosity that. Because yes,
You two sound like you were both really dignified while watching, and I was just stuffing my face with Chipotle.
I mean,
really, you're not alone.
Yeah. I mean, so I had ice cream cake on my lunch break, so I'm feeling pretty good. Because I had the last piece of my birthday cake for lunch, and it was fun. It was one of those Dairy Queen ice cream cakes with like half chocolate, half vanilla, and like fudge and cookies in the middle. It's so good.
Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure the sugar from that cake is what sustained Victoria on the drive home.
That's hilarious. So,
and I want to make a point that yes, we did go see James this past weekend, but everybody was vaccinated. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Yes. I've been vaccinated since the first week that my age group could have it because I got it when I was working at CVS. So that's a fun thing about me. So let's go ahead and dive straight into the JSA featuring The Rock. I mean, the Black Adam movie. because
that's all true.
I mean, honestly, like I'll be 100% honest with you. Like, and they were milking it like so true, and even like old girl Tiffany Smith even made said the same line that Dwayne Johnson said after the trailer rolled. We're like, oh, he was born to play this, right? I'm like, no, literally everybody and their mama wanted him to play Lobo, and then we found out Jason Momoa was the better pick for Lobo, but then he played Aquaman. Like yeah, he's the best one for this, but his head's too big now. I don't know.
It's the ears. I will forgive almost everything if he has the ears.
He doesn't have the ears. They showed it in the trailer.
Oh.
So it's very.
Oh my god!
And there was even like a behind the scenes photo that leaked that shows him in the full costume without the hoodie, and he doesn't have the ears. God damn you, Mary. So in general, they only gave you a little bit of a snippet, and we saw like the moment where the members of confirmed from the IMDb page checkmate go to make Adam appear at whatever temple or like a temple of eternity he's at and imprisoned because they say the magic word, he shows up and starts killing people. And it was a cool scene. I'll be straight up with seeing Dwayne Johnson throw people around. Like, he's an actor. He's a WWE wrestler. Last week, he became a rapper. Because if you haven't seen the music video yet, it's weird. But in general...
I want to say out loud and on the air, fuck you, Tech9, for that.
Hey, leave Tech9 alone! Tech9 wanted his check, and he took his check. No, leave that man alone.
No.
Travis will not let it go.
Hey man, that track kind of slapped. I'm not gonna lie. Like everything.
I would rather listen to Shaq rap again.
Oh no.
Hey, Kazam was a good movie. I'll die on that hill. But
no, I'm talking about Shaq Diesel.
Anyway, so like the little snippet we got was really cool. It was but then the part that really made my day was seeing the JSA that we got the announcement of who was going to be playing them last year at DC Fandom. So we have hold on, Quintessa Swindell as Cyclone, cause they even show the iconic Cyclone logo from the Jeff Johns JSA relaunch. You have Noah Centineo playing Atom Smasher. His the shot of his logo was kind of cool, like how that the cool Kevlar woven into it was dope. And then what meant a lot to me was Aldous Hodge, one of my favorite characters that I've ever seen, just be emote in a spy show ever. And if you know the show, you understand how good it was. But just you see him emote just standing there. Just in that little dark warehouse looking set they got him in. And he's playing Carter Hall. And wow, we live in a 21st century where we can have a black man be Hawkman. Wow. Never thought I'd see the day. I just like, wow, the idea of an Egyptian character being played by a black man.
Crazy. It's absolutely just insane.
Right. And then the biggest highlight of the entire thing that literally had me say, Dwayne Johnson, who? I don't need you no more, is Pierce Brosnan as fucking Dr. Fate. Like, holy shit, I never knew I needed this in my life.
I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, it's like they took, I don't know, maybe it's because of Pierce Brosnan, the person, and his career, but it feels like they just shoved a bunch of Indiana Jones in my James Bond.
Honestly, no, it's like they shoved Doctor Strange in my James Bond is what it feels like. Like the idea that you could have this stoic motherfucking dude just pull up and just like cast some magic on you. I'm with it.
Can I be inappropriate for a moment?
I mean, we've already talked about Lucy Liu stepping on you. I think we're already past the ship.
Okay. But Dr. Fate shoving into James Bond does sound like something you'd be into, James.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Also, I think it's really funny.
There's a weird helmet pun in the middle of that.
Somewhere, yeah.
I actually watched Dante's Peak last night, so I think it's funny that I watched a Pierce Brosnan movie last night.
Oh my god.
Beautiful. So in general, Anne, you are our guest. How do you feel about the idea of this Black Adam movie being more about the JSA than Black Adam?
I'm hopeful for that. I'm such a JSA fangirl, and I'm just the only thing that upset me about the little glimpse we got is we didn't get to see any of these JSAers in action. Because just from the little bit we did see, like just Black Adam grabbing that dude by the throat and shocking the flesh from his bones, that was so intense. And I'm just like, if they bring half of that to any of these other characters, this is going to be such a packed movie. And it's just, part of me is a little scared. Like, I don't know what role they're going to play in here, but if they're up against Adam, that's like, Cyclone, keep her away.
The last time I heard of the JSA against Black Adam, he whooped 2 divisions of them at the same time.
Yeah, that was during the 52 World War III arc. That was
yeah.
It's like I'm excited, but I'm also scared for my JSA because it's like we know that they're not really around later, so I'm just like, where did they go?
And it's like we keep having this reckoning of bringing up the JSA and things, and to the point that now where we're having Jay Garrick, John Wesley Shipp be on Stargirl. And it's like, this is really cool, but I don't want stupid shit to happen to my old people. Like, this is the one time where I'm like, leave the old people alone.
Protect the elderly.
This is the one time where protecting the elderly is a good thing. But
it's important this time.
Right. And it's so I'm very much just like, I'm watching this specifically for everybody but Dwayne Johnson. Like,
something.
Go ahead, Mary. No,
I was going to say something important that I do want to point out is that
James the jabroni.
You did not just say that to me.
That Sarah Shahi is in the movie, and
she is.
Yes, she's. Do you know who she's playing?
She's playing Isis, isn't she?
She's playing Adrian Tabaz. So, and you know, the even more hilarious thing is that she's an L Word veteran. So I'm like, Carmen, even though that show is terrible. But the fact that we're getting a more in-depth look at Isis, because, you know, we got her a bit in Legends of Tomorrow, and Tala Ashe does a great job. But I'm a huge fan of the comic book 52. And Adriana and Black Adam, they have a really interesting storyline in that book. And Isis ends up going through a bunch of shit. So just make 52 a movie already. That's my thing. But I'm really excited to see, not only do we have the Justice Society, which I'm a massive fan, we have, you know, The Rock, and he's extra, but you can't say he doesn't commit to a role because he does.
Oh yeah,
and
right.
I think
seats
he can,
like just being on the ticket sells seats.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Why do you think Black Adam is getting a solo film?
Right. Well, see, here's the thing, and we'll talk about this when we get to that point. But I'm more excited to see him be Crypto the Super Dog than I am to see him be Black Adam.
Really?
In the fucking disrespect.
That's interesting.
And the sad part is, I don't even want to see Super Pets because the idea of Kevin Hart being Ace the Bat Hound makes me chronically ill. Like,
see, like James,
Dude,
to
if it
quote
has
The Rock in
Streaky-
another movie, you better watch that big ass forehead because he's gonna kill it as Black Adam.
you did not just fucking Tyrese me. I can't stand you. But no, like, you know, no, if Streaky's there, Mary's right. If Streaky's there, we're good. But like, Kevin Hart as Ace the Bat Hound feels like so much disrespect. Like, now Kevin Hart is Streaky, that makes sense.
To Bruce or to Ace?
Both.
It's not Ace's fault he has a voice like that.
And literally the entire teaser is literally just like The Rock flying around as Crypto, and then Kevin Hart peeing on a statue as Ace. And it's like
symbolic. It's symbolic.
The disrespect.
To be fair, though, it's kind of the same thing. Like, Crypto's an actual super dog, and Ace is a regular dog with a mask on.
I hate when you're right. All right. So and is there any more stuff? Actually, Travis, you didn't say what you do. Do you care about the Rock doing this? Like, I know you seem to be very excited about it.
I'm actually pretty excited for the Hulk or for the Rock to be Black Adam. Because I grew up watching him on WWE back in the day when he was like Rocky Maivia. So this has me hyped. This is full circle for me.
And like, don't get me wrong, I love The Rock when it comes to his early work. But my biggest issue is the fact that he's so big that he said, nah, I don't want to be the villain in the hero's movie that I'm supposed to be in, to the point that we need to make Dr. Sylvantis like a fucking jacked motherfucker for no reason. No, I have to literally have my own fucking movie and randomly tie in the JSA because I was involved with them for maybe 2 seconds once. Just to have my own movie. Like, I have that big of a dick that I need to have my own movie. Which, granted, you have done the work to earn that. I understand. But the fact that you are so entitled that you can't be the villain in a Shazam movie, like, come on, bro. Come on.
If his big dick is what gets us the JSA for the first time on screen, let him swing it wherever he wants. You know?
I mean, okay, fair.
Shit on the camera lens. Like, what?
Let him pull a Batman Damned and just swing it everywhere. I don't care.
This is gonna be the greatest show ever. Oh my god. So it's just like, I don't know. I'm very, cause like, yo, the whole like Zachary Levi punching like a jacked Sylvantis was cool, but I'm just like, imagine how much cooler that would have been if that shot of like him killing the people in the tomb would have been in the fucking Shazam movie. Like, come on.
Building up to it. I'm sure we'll get that in like Shazam 3. I'm sure like Fury of the Gods is gonna end with that serious post-credit scene where they are gonna meet, and because they definitely hinted at it in that first movie.
That feels like disrespect that we have to work that like Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu have to be a stepping stone for The Rock. That feels disrespectful.
Oh. Okay, well, now I don't like it anymore.
All I know is that the first Shazam movie promised me Mr. Mind, and where is my tiny evil worm already?
He was in the post-credit scene. Calm down.
I didn't.
Yeah, no, like he's in the post-credit scene, but like I want it.
I completely forgot about Mr. Mind.
All right, so we have gotten through the Black Adam portion. So the next portion of the DC Fandom episode is specifically for James. We are going to get through it. We will not have an argument of if Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are shitty people. We're not doing it. I don't care. I don't care about Amber Heard. I didn't care about her in the first movie. Ian, I'm sorry. I don't care about Johnny Depp. I don't care about fucking Fantastic Beasts. I'm here for Momoa. I'm here for fucking dude who plays Black Manta because I love him and his giant Dr. Manhattan dick. I care for everybody else.
And his giant Dr. Manhattan dick.
Like I'm here for everybody else.
Yo, that's totally like where the King Manhattan thing came from, and you just completely threw me off. Like,
well, cause like we live in a world where Dr. Manhattan and Black Manta are the same person. Like, what do you want from me?
I'm just amazed we're 2 for 2 on the dick references so far.
Right. But like we're gonna make this quick because I know people are upset about Amber Heard, but like I'm here for everybody else but her. So like put the white woman in the corner. We don't need her. Let's talk about this fucking movie.
I have a name, thank you.
God damn it, Mary. But like
I'll
There's
go
two
with
of
you.
you.
It's okay.
Unless there's two of you tonight, I can't do that. But
I
like,
cherish y'all.
anyway, shots look cool. Fuck everybody else on the internet. The stealth suit looks cool. I'm excited for giant seahorses. The new Mantis suit looks fucking dope. I liked the original. It was very modernized to the Manta design, but now that we're getting the giant chrome head with the pipes, I'm like, yeah, bitch. So I'm very much just like, I love this. I love everything about this. I can't wait to see what else you do for me. Please give me more good shit. And now that we've gotten through this, and you also appreciate good Aquaman like stuff.
A little bit,
How do you feel about what's going down here?
I'm pretty freaking happy with it. I'm excited to see them going to new places. I'm excited to see that Ocean Master's returning and that Black Manta's returning. And oh my god, like a lot of people were talking about how much they liked the Black Manta costume in the first movie. I'm gonna be honest, it never completely clicked with me, but this is clicking with me. This is beautiful. This is one of the best villain costumes I've ever seen.
I love the other costume a lot, but like this, you gave me like the animated series to a T.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Exactly.
you did me that good shit. So like I'm very excited for this, and so it's like we got Mary. Do you want to talk about Aquaman or no?
I mean, yeah, I like Aquaman, just maybe not like you like Aquaman.
But like, do you want to talk about the footage and the discussion of that section, or do you not want to discuss that?
I mean, like, you guys already kind of hit on all the points that I would have talked about. I think the suits look fantastic.
Yes.
Like, I am always a sucker for an on-par costuming department, and I feel like, you know, they did it in the first one too, but I feel like that costuming team really understood the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
That they hit it out of the park, and it looks like they're going to hit it out of the park again. So I'm really excited to see, and I will pay for 2 tickets if I can get Julie Andrews as another kaiju monster.
All right. So, Travis, I feel like you're still binging. Do you want to talk about Aquaman, or are you good?
I'm scrolling looking for the Aquaman part on DC's fandom actual page. What the hell, DC? It's not here.
It's like in the first like 3 sections of the fandom. Just scroll backwards.
Black Adam, Grant Gustin.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I didn't actually put it in the notes, but Grant Gustin got his gold boots. I don't know if anyone cares, but like, yay.
I do. I
don't
actually no. Like when we got to the Shazam sneak peek, I'm like, he has gold boots.
I'll be honest. I really wish he had gold boots before I got sick of the show.
See, my thing is, I refuse to watch anymore because not only did you give me that bastardization of a one-shot character of Nora Allen, because she doesn't exist in any other timeline besides one DC Rebirth future timeline that no one cares about because she's the child of Jessica Cruz and Flash. And then you had the gall to make Bartholomew Allen II be the son of Barry Allen instead of his grandson. And I wanted to rip out the throat of whoever wrote it. And I refuse to watch anymore. Grant Gustin, I'm happy you got your boots.
I feel like you got too far. I feel like you got too far. You don't want to mention how do I put this? The Barry Allen, Tobey Maguire in his emo phase from Spider-Man 3 Fusion that was Savitar.
I had erased that from my mind, but thank you for bringing that back to me.
See, I even gave up
PTSD nightmares.
I gave up on that. I straight up said, you know what? I like the minute I saw Zoom was like a weird ass fucking black like suited monster thing. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like that's when I quit, and then it only got worse.
Because they had that police station scene that was awesome, and then Savitar was like that crazy. They were doing the Speed Force fighting where they're running through the Speed Force, and Savitar was just kicking the shit out of Barry, shit out of him. And then it was emo Barry, and I was like, "That's it. I'm done. I'm done."
All right.
Like Savitar was an actual character. Like he could have had a personality.
Like yeah, he wasn't shit in the comics, but a random speed god. But like, you didn't need to make him emo Barry. Like, come on now. Anyway, we might need to do an episode on the CW shit one day, but I don't have the patience right now. Now the thing that everyone in the room will be excited about was they brought Legends. Well, They brought Legends to the table. Not Legends of Tomorrow. We don't talk about that show, but Legends to the table.
Tomorrow's show's awesome. What?
No. At least in my opinion, no. The only person I care about is Laurel, and everyone else can just roll over and die. Anyway, because they turned Commander Steel into a joke, and I hate it. Anyway,
you're kidding me?
Anyway, Dennis Cowan and Reggie Hudlin came on to talk about Milestone shit, and Milestone shit is what I got, and I'm very excited about it because not only did they announce that Icon and Rocket, Static, and Hardware are all getting season 2s next year, once their season 1s have concluded in the comics, they also announced that we're finally getting a Blood Syndicate book, which holy fucking shit, yes! Because we still are need to do our Milestone episode sooner or later. But Blood Syndicate book coming back is very fucking good. Now, where's the Shadow Cabinet book, you may ask? I don't fucking know, but this is a start. So we will be excited for the little bit of...
Give me my goddamn Shadow Cabinet book.
We're working on it, damn it. But...
I'm going to let y'all finish, but Milestone Compendium...
We're not there yet.
One.
Oh yeah. They also announced we're getting they finally announced we're getting a printed compendium part 1 of like all of the Milestone shit that like isn't in print anymore. So like yay, because that shit is
time.
I mean, I would really like to see them back up the other books on digital, and I know a lot of that was linked to the lawsuit that has been settled, I believe, out of court. We don't know the specifications of that settlement.
They're getting better about it because they've been dropping more Icon recently. I noticed that. So like Comixology is getting more Icon. They're getting better about it. But in general,
but I mean, Milestone is far more. Oh god, I'm gonna go on my Milestone rant. Milestone is far more than just Icon and Rocket and Static. Sometimes Hardware. And there is so much more to the world that they created. Like Dakota is a fascinating comic book landscape.
Yes.
And I really want more people to be able to experience the full range of just what they did. Like the snippet that is mainstream in, the pop culture sphere, if you will, is amazing. But that's even a fraction of the dope ass shit they were able to do.
True.
I've just started my Milestone journey like this year, and I've only managed to read, Static and Icon and Rocket, but it's made me want to read so much more. And this compendium, like, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's like 1,300 pages for $60.
Mm-hmm. I'm about to pre-order that with my comic shop because
I'm just like, oh hey, I want to read Milestone. I have to dig through 7 boxes and bag and board 50 bazillion issues.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things I actually had to go digging through my long boxes at the local comic shop to see if I could find any icons because there wasn't anything digitally.
Yeah, like literally up until last year when they said they were going to start doing the stuff digitally, unless you dug through the print shit and made that stuff less valuable and tried to read it, the only way you were finding Milestone on digitally is if you pirated it. And that's what sucked. But now we're slowly getting more and more of it on Comixology and DC Universe Infinite, which... it's cool that we're getting more stuff.
I don't know. It's weird to me, and don't get me wrong, I'm super excited for them to lean more into Milestone. But to me, it feels like I don't know. They couldn't commit to Future State, but if they do something similar with the Milestone title on it, somehow comic readers are going to be more okay with it this way.
Fortunately. As excited as we are, and as excited as a lot of hardcore comic fans are, Milestone is going to be a tricky sell. I can tell you that just from retail experience. Because they've been out of, kind of the larger DC scope since McDuffie died. Because Shadow Cabinet appeared as a foil to the Justice League in his Justice League run way back in the day.
Mm.
And, that was actually the last time we saw some of these characters.
Yeah,
including my favorite lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Milestone was doing more for LGBTQ representation in the early 90s than most publishers are doing now.
Honestly. And the thing about it is, Travis brings up a good point, and we'll talk about this when we get to Naomi, because I have a lot of words for that poor girl. My biggest thing I've said this purposely on the show before, that while yes, some things from Future State are staying. We have Jace Fox, which and we have Jackson Hyde being Aquaman, which new news that dropped, and things are coming for panel to panel, which is awesome. With more to announce soon. But just in general for DC, we're getting an Aquaman book, which cool as fuck. But
Aquaman, I'm gonna be honest with you, the way that you said that brought Baja Men to my mind.
Shut up.
See, I'm thinking more like a Chippendales routine.
That's what I figured she was gonna say, but that sounds about right for you. But no, they announced that Brandon Thomas and Chuck Brown are going to be working on a Arthur and Jackson team up book, how they did with Miles and Peter. Which, okay, cool. But my biggest fear with that is we're just going to end up doing what the Miles and Peter book did, where it's hey, I appreciate you also being a Spider-Man, but I'm going to still go do stuff and sell more books than you because white people like me more. And that's what worries me so much about this. But we'll get to that later on in a few weeks. So in terms of this, from there, the big thing that was hitting it big was the fact that they announced that yes, Michael B. Jordan and the writing team are working on the Static movie. Cool, great, grand, wonderful. Then they announced that we're getting a milestone animated movie, which cool.
Just do Shadow War. Just do Shadow War.
Just do Shadow War.
It is primed and ready for an animated launch, and it would be a great introduction to Milestone for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. And that's all we gotta say about that. So Reggie, Dennis, just do Shadow War. But just in general, Mary, you are the Milestone expert. How do you feel about the continuations and the new media?
Excited to see it continuing because its relevance has never diminished since its introduction. That, it has been something that fans have clung to for decades. I mean, I got my first Milestone books from my dad, who bought them in the early 90s. So, it's just, and it lasts, too, because the points that they tried to make are still relevant today. Oh my god, I can feel this coming, slowly kicking in.
Well, and what's crazy is, Dude plays Mr. Terrific on Arrow, who interviewed them. I forget his name escapes me right now. But he talked about with them because he interviewed Reggie and Dennis that like Mary said, they broke down walls in terms of LGBTQIA plus representation. Echo Kellum. I want to make sure I got that right. He plays Mr. Terrific on Arrow. He the one who interviewed them. He talked about how people of color, LGBTQIA plus people, they are getting the representation that started with Milestone that we are getting now. And something that Dennis touched on during his talk really stuck with me. They were the ones that really brought up that these individuals needed representation and still do. He said it real quick, and he did it on purpose, I feel, because if you look at the comic book landscape, Jace, Jackson, that's it. Technically Duke, and whenever they want to dust Duke out the closet, they fucking T'Challa should have a book, but John Ridley's too busy to fucking write it. There's not a whole lot of black folks at DC or Marvel right now, folks. So, unless it's in its own sandbox called Milestone right now, we looking still kind of white, and we need to fix that. So I feel like the renaissance of Milestone is a great thing, but my biggest fear, and it relates back to the Young Justice, oh, I thought Black Lightning was your dad static reference thing, where we really need to create black heroes for DC or support the black heroes at DC so that people have books to read besides Milestone. Anybody want to chime in before we move on? No?
I think you make some good points.
Give me 1 second real quick. I gotta make a real quick call.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic while you make that call.
As long as it's not Battinson, because this is
Battinson's of the
3 years. 3 years of me being hyped for Pattinson, and now I'm even more fucking hyped. We have
you got like a half hour. You got like a half hour. Go make a phone call.
Okay. It's not even gonna take that long. It'll be like 2 seconds.
Okay, and what do you have to say?
Before we move on, I just wanted to point out that the Milestone animated movie is being written by Brandon Thomas, who after Future State Aquaman has just shot up in my ranks of like favorite writers. So I'm so excited to see what this is like.
Bro, I've been following Brandon Thomas since he was doing fucking stuff like Excellence. He did stuff for.
I picked up that first volume today. I'm excited to crack into that.
I was on the Kickstarter for the year 1 book. That hardcover comes next month. I'm really excited about it. Like it's so pretty. Like, keep getting Kickstarter updates about it. What did he do for Lion Forge? I'm blanking. Mary, help me.
Lion Forge, you tried. The finances weren't there, and it hurt. There's so much potential.
I gotta find the book or it's gonna fucking bug me, because I remember reading like every fucking issue, and then I just like gave up when I saw they got bought. It wasn't Excel, it wasn't Quincredible. What was
Noble?
Noble, that's what it was. Brandon Thomas and Karen Randolph did Noble, and then they went off and did Excellence, and now Brandon Thomas is doing all this stuff for DC. Because not only is he writing the Aquaman Jackson Hyde book, but he's also writing Hardware right now. So that's what gave him the ability to be taxed to write this. So, and I want you to read all of the Brandon Thomas bits. It's so good.
I'm going to get to it. I promise. He's amazing.
Yes. Okay. So, this one will be short because, frankly, it's all right. Welcome back. This one will be short because, frankly, it's only it's not great, it's not grand, but it's all right. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
Pretty hype. Are you hyped about this game?
I am. I think it's gonna have some really cool gameplay.
Until I see gameplay, I'm alright. Like,
I'm with James. I need to see the gameplay.
Right,
we've seen the trailer twice now, but we still know how it plays.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm the biggest Suicide Squad fan in the room, and even I'm like, because it's very much like, yeah, you finally gave me Waller, and it's old girl from Fallen Order. That's great. I love it. I wish it was CCH Pounder, but like, I can get over that. But in general, until I see gameplay, I just keep hearing Tara Strong Harley in my ear, and I need it to stop. Like, I'm sorry. She just doesn't try.
Again. It's like we're in the 90s again.
I mean, admittedly, Tara Strong's been doing Harley for quite a while at this point, because I think she picked up in Arkham City.
Yeah, she started in Arkham City because Arlene couldn't do it anymore. They did sort of that passing of the torch thing, which was great. But it's just like, I don't know. She's spotty. Sometimes she's like on her A game, and other times it's like, you could have called somebody else. Like, in arguable opinion, I enjoy Hayden Welch more as Harley. Just saying.
Really?
Like, because, like, the two different products that I've seen Hayden Welch killed as Harley. The Batman 2003 show with Joker with Dreads. And Batman Suicide Squad Arkham movie animated thing. Because her
Assault
energy...
on Arkham?
Yeah, Assault on Arkham. Her energy as Harley is, like, so spot on. And yet, for some reason, Tara is either, like, on her, like, X Games mode, or she's really being fucking lazy, like she's at a con just phoning in the pudding. Like, it's very much like she's either on her A game or she's not. And there was a lot of times during the trailer where she just lost the voice and just sounded like Tara. And I'm like, okay, cool, you're here, you're being Harley, you're doing what Harley wanted you to do, but I need you to do more, please. Like, and also, any game that lets me play as King Shark and Boomerang, I'll love. That's how it is. But so I'll play it. I'm gonna buy it on day one.
Super excited for Black Deadshot to come back. Super excited.
No.
Who approved that?
Oh no, James, let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Let him be a black guy.
Will Smith, why?
Because Will Smith is that good. When you're that good of an actor, you can literally do one really mediocre movie and change the whole fucking paradigm for a character.
But then we had to pull a D-list character out of our ass like Bloodsport because they didn't just want Idris to take over as Deadshot.
I didn't hear you complaining when they turned Nick Fury black.
No. That's different. That was a specific universe change.
Shots have been fired.
That was a
and
specific.
take cover.
That was a specific. That was a specific universe change to a different multiverse. I was okay with. Even Sam Jackson got paid for his likeness.
Look like right now.
And Sam Jackson got paid for his likeness and they made big money later. My issue is the fact that rather than just swallowing the pill and letting fucking Idris just be Deadshot and move on, they said, no, we're gonna dig this fucking D-list or Z-list fucking character that shot Superman in the face once with a Gatling gun and usually has a red bandana like a Ninja Turtle on his fucking face, and now we're gonna soup him up with this fucking like Lincoln Log connecting fucking gun scheme and be like, yo, I'm the new Deadshot, now I'm Bloodsport. I'm like, no one needed this.
Okay, so James, the reason why they did that is because Deadshot's more well known than Bloodsport. So think of it like, I don't know, like a director needs intellectual properties that are closer to clay than blocks of lead. You can't really shape a block of lead to what you want, but with Bloodsport, they can do whatever the hell they want.
And what were you gonna say before I sent over John Cena for a minute?
I don't even. When a comic fan starts an argument with "that's different," you know you need to buckle and you're about to hear some shit.
Right. But
see, James, the real question at the core of it all is, what do you think about Black Wally West?
Wallace. Wallace.
Like, God damn it. Anne hasn't heard my Wallace rant.
The poor thing doesn't need to.
We don't have the time. And go watch Blurred Ground. You'll find out. But anyway, next thing on the agenda is let's give John Cena a TV show where he gets to jerk off for an hour.
Oh God.
That's called WWE SmackDown.
No, that's called Peacemaker now. That's called Peacemaker. And literally, during the panel, one of the things the co-producer said was there's literally like a 5-minute scene of John Cena dancing in his tighty whities. And part of me was like, that sounds hot. Another part of me was that sounds fucking stupid. Like, why? Now, granted, the vigilante suit is the best vigilante suit we've ever fucking gotten. So, okay. But, the pitch of the show basically is just let's let John Cena kill people, and we'll have the one random white girl who tried to take Amanda Waller's job in the DC Rebirth run, and a bunch of other random fuckers just take John Cena around and let him shoot people. And I'm like, okay.
I'm fucking here for it.
Like, yeah, like, it'll be a dumb fucking thing for dude bros to watch and, like, drink a beer and just watch dumb shit happen. But it's like, James Gunn, really, of all things you wanted to do at DC, you wanted to watch John Cena shoot people. Wow. You could have done anything. You could have done fucking Gnort from the Green Lantern Corps for all you could have done. And instead you fucking did this. The fuck?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, if you've seen any other James Gunn film that's not Guardians or the Suicide Squad, this is right on the fucking nose for him.
Okay, let me rephrase.
I mean Slither.
Okay, yeah, but right. Let me rephrase though. He could have done Ambush Bug and just made DC's Deadpool for crying out loud.
I so want him to do Ambush Bug.
No, James, no.
We could have had James Gunn.
Is Marvel's Ambush Bug.
True, but like literally, we could have just had James Gunn doing Ambush Bug, and instead we have to deal with him just having John Cena shoot people in his tighty whities. So it's like, alright, whatever.
Yeah, that's about what I think too. Yeah.
All right, I'm glad because I was going to ask you, but it's very much just like if WB wants to blow their fucking budget on John Cena and his tidy whitey shooting people, I'm not going to be the first person to complain. But I will say there's better places we could have allocated this money.
Just take your mind back to the scene where him and Bloodsport are competing, and he just mercilessly stabbed a guy laying there on a gurney with a tomahawk.
That was so great. That was so extra, and it was just so unneeded. All right, so Peacemakers. Oh, go ahead.
I like the scene where the eagle was hugging him. I thought that was cute.
That was cute. That was cute, but then he ruined it by saying it was like a dowel rod with green paint, and I'm like, bro, you didn't have to say that. Like, come on. But so from there, we had like a little trailer teaser from more of DC's like webtoon partnership. But I think what kind of killed it for me was the fact that apparently DC had greenlit like a live action adaptation of the webtoons and like got a lot of like interesting people from past like teen and kid projects to do these characters. Like you have the Sidarso brothers from Power Rangers, Lisa Foyles from All That, and like
What? Say that again.
Lisa Foyles from All That.
What? Okay. I need to sit back down.
Are you good?
No.
Why? Lisa Foyles is amazing.
Yo, she is amazing.
YouTube content
Definitely
too.
the root of my adulthood suicide jokes, though. So
I'm concerned. Anyway,
No.
I'm concerned.
Have you not seen All That?
Oh yeah, right. I forgot she did a lot of those weird like things.
A fuckload of those depressing jokes.
And like sugar and coffee was like my favorite fucking thing as a kid. But no, they're apparently like they started filming this. They made costumes. Like Yoshi Zartso was super hyped about finally being able to be cast as Nightwing because he always wanted to be Nightwing. And then randomly like Isma Hawk got like a cease and desist like letter from DC just by DC greenlighting it, and now it's just gone. And it's like, why? Why? You got so much money you could have made from this? What?
Whatever's happening behind the scenes there, I feel like we don't know the whole story. I feel like DC never greenlit it, and that they found out at the same time everyone else did, and they were like, "Hold on, we did what?"
See, that's what I'm starting to wonder too.
I don't know. The way they announced it, Isma Hawk seemed like they were in partnership with DC, but whatever.
I think they announced that on like IGN or something. I think IGN's like, "Oh, they're doing it with DC," and I bet like at that moment, Isma Hawk was like stunned silence, like, "No, we're not. Don't say that. Don't tag DC." And they still tag DC anyway. And DC's like, "Excuse me, no, thank you." And it's so sad, but I think that's what happened.
Okay, that makes more sense. I don't know. I just like it looked exciting, and it's kind of sucking that DC's just kind of like no, like they kind of just shoved them back in the box, like no. But yeah, it's cool. The other like the big thing that sparked a lot of controversy in the middle of the DC fandom was after they did a little bit of a highlight reel for the Superman and Lois TV show, which actually is really good, and it's like one of the only things that I like about the CW right now. But they made a really big announcement about the fact that they're changing Superman's core motto from truth, justice, and the American way to truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. And
well, they dropped the quote "in American way" a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Technically, it was never the original saying anyway.
Yeah,
it was just the Reeve thing.
I don't know when it started actually, but the original serial, I believe, was Truth, Justice, and Tolerance.
Okay.
So whenever the new one started, it just kind of stuck because, nationalism. And then, like...
was the Cold War.
Yeah. And
I mean...
just forgot taken down, so...
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think the reason why... like, it sparked a lot of controversy is it's coming off, and like CNN even kind of like quoted it in their article about it, was the fact that it's coming off the heels of National Coming Out Day, where specifically they announced that Jonathan Kent is bisexual, which good shit for us. But in general, the fucking fire they started. Like, literally, Tom Taylor just, like, said, like, just lit the match and DC just poured the gasoline on it, where you have, like, every fucking person. Like, either, like, you have, like, all of us in the corner, like, yay! And then you have just, like, the entire fucking wave of gators coming in, like, oh god, you made Superman queer, what are you doing? And it's just like, okay, like you realize that's his son, right? Like, yes, he's Superman as well, but that's his son, right? You're still ruining Superman! You're ruining American values! And it's just like, go away. Like, I just don't have the patience anymore.
Like, I'm happy when stuff like this happens, because I think it does push them a little further away. Like, you don't like it anymore? Okay, good. Get out. Please.
Man, I don't even recognize Superman.
Well, and my thing about it was, like, and I watched a TikToker who made a really good point about it, and that they were like, he's supposed to go, like be with Lois Lane. It's like, you want him to be with his mom?
There was one, I think it's a Republican politician, I think it was Arizona, was basically trying to kind of push back against it, and she meant to say that Superman loves Lois Lane and that's that, but she misspelled Lois as Lewis. So Superman loves Lewis Lane.
Perfect.
Nice. And also even if we lived in a world where Clark was bi, and let's be real, I think Clark is bi because he's constantly trying to eye fuck Batman. But in a world where that's a thing,
hey, he bottoms with some kryptonite rope.
Oh, you know.
No.
But
oh, no. It is. I feel like it is scientific fact that Lois him over.
We literally have an episode of the podcast called Lois Pegs Clark. What do you mean? It's a thing. So my biggest thing is, even if we found out that Clark was bi, he can still marry Lois Lane. Who cares? Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's my little bisexual
a redneck impression. That whole segment.
Let's not.
Hey, my family comes from the mountains of Tennessee. I'll okay it.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, but now that I've had
literal Hills Have Eyes style sticks.
but now that I've had my bisexuals matter rant, Super Pets. We kind of already talked about it, but the animation looks great. Kevin Hart needs to go the fuck away, and the rest of the movie is okay. And also Vanessa Bayer is in the cast list.
Go away, but Kate McKinnon totally fine.
I love Kate McKinnon. I love her. But Vanessa Bayer's in the cast list, and I loved her from SNL. I really hope she plays Aquaman Seahorse, because that'd be the funniest fucking shit ever. Vanessa Bayer being brain dead as Aquaman Seahorse would be the funniest shit ever.
I also kind of want her to be Super Horse. I want them to have Horse in this movie.
Super Horse would be better, because who was in the rest of the cast list? Hold on, because there was one other person I would love to be the Seahorse Super Pets.
See, and I'm not talking about Comet. I'm not. There was another very minor issue where it was the Legion of Super Pets or whatever, and it was Super Monkey and Super Horse. And if that is Comet, I'm starting to become intoxicated, so I don't remember.
What makes me sad is they have the whole cast list, and Jamila Jamil and John Krasinski. That's what it was. John Krasinski as the Super Seahorse would be the funniest shit ever. But
Keanu's gonna be. I need that.
Yeah, we don't know who Keanu Reeves is gonna be, but I think Keanu Reeves would be a funny ass Shrieky the Super Cat. No, Bat Cow.
Cow.
Bat Cow. And what we're gonna say? I cut you off 5 times. I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez, I have no idea. I completely lost my train of thought. I was just focused on John Krasinski. I'm out of it.
No, you're fine. John Krasinski as the Super Seahorse would be the greatest thing ever. There's that. Doom Patrol renewed. Yay! Everyone, yay!
Okay. Yay!
All right, cool. Super short, super easy, cool. Not on my list. Flash trailer.
It looks so dumb, and I am so excited.
Yeah, no, it looks fucking dumb, and to the point that if you notice the other Barry in the background, there was a Instagram leak of what it was. It was a spray painted over Michael Keaton bat suit with the Flash logo on it. So the other Barry's wearing a spray painted Keaton suit, which gross, but okay. And also,
I do want to touch on again, because it's a Flash movie, which means it's going to be about everyone but the Flash.
Yep.
Exactly.
I still want the rumor that I heard to be true, that Supergirl won't be Kara, but will be the daughter of Chris Reeve and Margot Kidder.
That would be
I want
great.
that to be true. I
love
need
that.
that to be true.
That would be great. So that would be honestly, and also, as long as Ezra Miller is doing Ezra Miller shit, I'm okay with this movie existing. Travis, are you excited for Flash?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, he's my least favorite part of the whole Justice League. I can't stand Ezra Miller as Flash. I just can't.
Hey, they do a good job. Leave them alone.
No, he's terrible.
They did a good job. Anyway, well, you'll be excited about this, Travis. We're getting a Blue Beetle movie. Are you excited?
I am excited about that.
Okay.
It could
sounds
be
like-
either it could be Ted or Jaime. I don't care. I want
It's
both.
Jaime.
It's Jaime, and it's the Spanish kid from Cobra Kai.
Yo, really?
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
I think Travis is excited now.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Like
Did you see the concept art?
yeah, I gotta
Oh
show them the
my
concept
god,
art.
it's beautiful.
Like
It's
they ripped it, they
beautiful.
ripped it straight from the cover, and I thought it was kind of cool. And like they've been kind of doing really solid with their concept art, so I'm kind of like, all right. And then they even put Cord Industries in the background, which has me like, ooh, Cord Industries gonna tie in Ted, good shit. So there's that for you to simp over, Travis.
Oh, I'm so hyped.
Because like a dude was there at the FANDOME, like on screen, talking about how he's excited to do it and shit. So that's kind of cool. Probably won't come out to like 2 years from now, but it's fine.
See, that's the thing I noticed about a lot of these movies. It's just like there's so many in pre-production. It's just like these are all so far away. It feels like all of these are so far away.
James, time out. I am hype. For him as Jaime, but did we skip over Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer?
I haven't got there yet.
Amazing. It's beautiful. I love it.
Oh yeah, Gwendolyn Christie's playing Lucifer, but I hadn't got there yet. I was gonna get to that.
Oh, I'm on the
Travis?
fandom page itself, and you skipping stuff.
Travis, are you just as excited as I am?
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, that solves that problem. That solves that problem.
Sorry, we're just gonna drool over women over here in our corner.
No,
Yes,
no, it's fine.
I am
Hell yeah.
tormented over this.
Yes, thank you.
Where's the big woman?
Oh my god. Anyway, real quick, before while Mary runs away for a minute, Smallville 20th anniversary, interview with Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum.
That was so good.
As the biggest Smallville fan, you need to leave Smallville alone. You said you were going away for a minute. Let me gush about Smallville. Anne's been watching Smallville. Anne understands me.
Like, I'm out of here. He's like, Smallville!
Right at the season 8 finale right now. So I only have 2 seasons left to go. I'm like pushing through it because I'm like, I binged through all of this in like a month. And I'm like,
okay, so Anne, I need you to say some specific things on air for the sake of James, okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Justin Hartley is a better Green Arrow than Steve Amell.
Oh fuck yeah! Justin
you.
Hartley is such a great Green Arrow. I love him so much.
Thank you. All right, next thing. Hold on. I gotta make sure I have this listed here because that way I can make sure that Mary gets upset and things will go good. Erica Durance is a better Lois Lane than Amy Adams.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're on the same page. Yeah. Erica Durance is a better Lois Lane than Amy Adams.
Yo, it's almost like you should have waited for Mary to be here.
No, because I don't want her to yell at me. So this being stuck in would be the greatest thing ever. Because
literally, type it in chat. I can type it in chat.
Right, leave it. Penny's my favorite color. Do this.
Like literally, these are the 2 things that I fight with the internet over. That Justin Hartley is so much better and so much more comic accurate than Stephen Amell, and that Erica Durance is a better Lois Lane than Amy Adams. And Mary fights me on this all the time, but no, she sounds like the animated series Lois Lane, and she radiates that energy from the comics that we want to have. Yay, cool.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right. So yes, like Smallville, Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum was great. They had Laura Vandervoort, the OG Supergirl. Melissa, I love you, but Laura's my OG. That was great. Kristen Cruitt came through, very good. That like Lionel Luthor came through. Sam Witwer was there because he was there for other shit, which was cool. That was really dope. Fuck you, Allison Mack, but that's fine. We're not worried about that anymore. They didn't even acknowledge her. They said everybody else but you.
She couldn't have shown up if she wants to. She's in prison right now.
That's true.
Oh my god!
You didn't hear about that, Travis?
No.
Oh, we have so much to tell you. We have so much to tell you later. But the words cult and adult themes that we cannot talk about on the air are included. But look it up. Anyway, so the other thing they talked about, and hopefully Mary gets back before this is over, was that John Ridley got to basically just gush over his miniseries, The Other History of the DC Universe, which while it did suffer a year delay, which was probably one of the best books DC has ever put out. And no one will ever admit that, like from DC, which sucks because you had an Oscar-winning writer write that shit for you. So enjoy it because you're never gonna get something better. Because, like, goddamn, it had me in tears at most points, and yet none of those characters matter in DC right now, and it's fucking depressing.
Oh, Nay's a cop again, so that's a thing.
So, like, it's so sad.
Disapproval.
It's so sad. So that was cool. This isn't for me, but for the people who enjoy this, Monkey Prince is getting a 12-issue miniseries next year.
It's for me. I'm a huge Sun Wukong fan.
Like, it ain't for me.
Zero
but, like,
is out right now.
Yeah, they dropped issue 0 on DC Universe Infinite, Travis, so you can go read that. So, like, it ain't for me, it ain't my style, but, like, good for you and enjoy your book. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not gonna shit on you. That's your shit. You enjoy your shit. Like, I mean, shit is a good thing. Like, you enjoy your good book.
Every publisher in existence has a version of Journey to the West at this point.
Honestly, yeah.
But it's not like it's one of, like, the most legendary novels ever written.
Like,
James, I want you to know that I have headphones right now.
Damn.
And I just want to say, James, how many Oscars has Erica Durance been nominated for?
But
how many?
But Erica
How many,
Durance.
James? How many?
They've both been nominated 0 times for their Lois Lane performance, so they're on like even playing fields, you know.
Ooh.
But see, James, in one conversation, you took it a step too far. James, you tried to argue with me one time that Erica Durance was better than Margaret.
No, I relented. I knew I was wrong, and I relented.
You can suck the biggest dick for that.
Yes, I admit that. I relented because Margot Kidder is not able to be touched. That's different. I understand that. I relented, but I will die on this hill that Erica Durance is a better Lois Lane than Amy Adams, and now I have proof because I have someone who backed me up.
No. Amy Adams essentially crawled out of a Dan Jurgens comic. Don't at me with this.
Okay, and Erica Durance climbed out of the fucking animated series with her badass. So, like, she sounds really like the old girl from the animated series. It's perfect.
No,
I typed it right here. I said Erica Durance is so cool. Justin Hartley is my favorite Lois Lane. Wait.
Okay, so yeah, Monkey Prince, good shit now. For me and Travis to have a fucking orgasm on the table right now. Gotham Knights.
At least do it under the table.
I'll take a step back.
Wait. How do you not think I'm excited for Gotham Knights?
Because usually you give me shit about loving Scott Snyder the way I do.
I like Scott Snyder. You're just a fanboy.
That's fair.
I'm so hyped for Gotham Knights.
I mean, like literally at first I was like, yo, Mr. Freeze being in like a game where like all the sidekicks beat his ass, that sounds fucking dope. And then they're like, nah, we're not just doing Mr. Freeze, we're doing the fucking owls. And I'm like, yo, really? And then they fucking do it, and they show you previews, and I'm like, God, they're doing the owls.
That trailer was a thing of beauty.
Like, just, it was so fucking, like, and like, yeah, the whole, like, we gotta have a big Talon with a fucking hammer and axe shield thing. I was like, okay, that was a little much. But, like, in general, the excitement I have for a game where Babs, Tim, Jason, and Dick are the protectors of Gotham, just beating up owls, that sounds like so much fucking fun. I gotta love that. I'm sorry. That sounds so fucking cool.
This is gonna sound terrible, but I'm so excited to play as Dick, bouncing my sticks around the room.
I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, Travis, did you see Tom Taylor is bringing back the finger stripes in February or January?
Hated the finger stripes. I'm indifferent.
No taste.
Wrong.
No taste.
No, they need to.
I mean,
they need to bring back his disco suit if he really has the balls for it.
See, like, now, do you hate the finger stripes, or like now let me hit you with this. Now, what if the stripes went all the way down to the knuckle, and those two fingers only had no glove at all? That would be awful. That would be awful.
That would be awful. Yeah, that would be awful.
Okay. I'll take the stripes.
Anyway, so yeah, Gotham Knights. Anna, are you excited for Gotham Knights?
Oh yeah, very excited. The only thing I'm worried about is having to fight everyone to play as Barbara every time because I'm like, this is the one character I got. This is my character. I'm maining her and I'm keeping her. So fight me for her.
As long as I have Tim, I don't care because I literally have been like I had one of the highest scores in WB history as Tim Drake in the Iceberg Lounge, and I will defend that.
Love that.
See, like I honestly like I couldn't give a fuck who I could play as it, so it's gonna be perfect because like I don't know if I have to default to Jason, I'm cool because I'll shoot a nigga too. Like let's go.
Oh my god,
like fuck it. Like I'll be anybody in the roster. It's fine.
Fair enough. So like Gotham
So
Knights looks cool.
who do we think? Who do we think? Because I imagine they're going to release DLC missions with additional characters, kind of like how they did with Red Hood in Arkham Knight. But who do we think are going to be DLC characters?
Harley, Kate, and
I'll give you three. I'll give you three.
Okay, so my three, I know we're getting Harley because they can't resist. I want Kate, and I want Duke, but I know they'll probably give me Damian. It's going to piss me off. That's my three. I want Duke, I want Kate, and I know they're probably going to give me Harley, so I'm just assuming Harley. That's like my default pick, and I know what they're going to fucking do.
I got to pick three. I would want Kate, I would want Cassandra, and I would probably want Helena.
Cassandra's a requirement. She needs to be in
Cassandra's a requirement. They need it. But like I know how people are and DC wants money, so I'm like my slot that I would want Cassandra in, I'm defaulting to Harley because I know what WB does.
If we do get it, they're gonna call her Orphan.
DC does the bold and daring thing with this one, and I for my three, I hope they go for Cassandra, Harper, and then maybe even Stephanie.
Ooh, Harper.
Travis.
Fun.
What?
Get the fuck out.
I'm just saying, bro.
Mary,
you do not get to bring that Stephanie Brown talk in this show.
Hey, we didn't say Stephanie Brown. We said Harper Rowe. Harper Rowe's
I said
Harper.
Stephanie after Harper.
Oh,
I did.
He just said it very quietly to try and get it under the table.
I mean, as much as I would love my Stephanie Brown to be in the game, I know they're not going to do it. So I'm like, ooh, Harper Rowe, the other Scott Snyder creation.
With either Harper or Stephanie, they both bring something to the table that, like, action and combat wise, we would be unfamiliar with, and they can do whatever they want with.
Also, Harper is literally just, what if we just gave Nightwing guns and just combined Red Hood and Nightwing into a character? So it's like, okay, and made him a lesbian. Like they just did a thing. I love that.
So take away Stephanie, maybe Clown Killer. I don't know. Like
no, Clown Killer just got here. He doesn't get to be here. He just got here.
I just don't want it to be Azrael. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, we don't need Jean here. Jean doesn't need to be here. We don't need to talk about that. No, we doesn't need Michael. We don't need Jean. It don't matter. So yeah. So Gotham, I almost said Arkham Knights, Jesus. Gotham Knights looks fucking dope. We're excited. Apparently it's coming later this year, so we'll see what the fuck happens with that. Now it's time for Anne and Mary to have their fun time. But real quick, Elizabeth Gillies and Stephanie Beatrice playing Batwoman and Catwoman in an anime style.
I'm so excited! Oh my god, I can't wait!
Catwoman movie. Go. I'm gonna drink my beer.
Great. Oh no, Catwoman movie.
Catwoman and Batwoman are teaming up in Catwoman Hunted.
It should have happened sooner. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And Travis, for your information, Catwoman is being voiced by Jade from Victorious.
She really has the voice for it, though.
Yes, she does. But she was reading from a fucking teleprompter during FANDOME, and I wanted to smack her. I'm like, bro, emote, damn you! Like, Jesus Christ! Like, I don't like telling women to emote because y'all do a good job of it. But like, stop reading from the teleprompter and have a soul. Tiffany Smith's been doing it for years and does better than you. Like, come on, please.
And I think Tiffany Smith is annoying.
I love Tiffany Smith. Her energy is like, she just solid enough of a character that she does it well. And then like, I miss having Ja Win with her. I miss having Jason Inman as her side bitch. Like just sitting there, being the straight white man who chills and has a good time with her. And now it's just her. And I'm like, that's not as fun. You need like the white guy next to you to tell dumb jokes. Like, why can't we have Jason Inman? Like, I don't understand. But anyway, so, y'all have fun. I'm gonna drink my beer.
No, Barry, what do you think about Stephanie Beatrice as Kate?
do. I love it. I absolutely love it. I was a big fan of hers on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and
just she's everything I wanted.
it.
And have you seen like the list of characters in this movie? Because there's like Cheshire,
I
there's gonna
have.
be Solomon Grundy, Talia al Ghul. This is everything I want.
Cheshire.
Did you like the style?
Yeah, oh yeah. And I'm a little lukewarm about the anime style, but I think it has the potential to have some real substance. And I think I'm excited for like more chemistry between Batwoman and Catwoman, because they seem like two characters who you think would run across each other a lot. And they really haven't. So I'm excited to see more of that dynamic. And honestly, any like more Kate content is everything I'm here for. Just ask the $500 statue.
I'm hoping we get that dynamic. My main concern is I hope they use Kate enough. Because like
yeah, that's something I'm thinking about too.
Because most of the trailer was just Catwoman.
Two things. I checked the IMDb. Julia Pennyworth is going to be in the movie. I don't know if y'all care about that, but that's a cool thing.
Yes, I like Julia.
Also, the greatest fucking casting on God's green earth is also going to be in this. Apparently, Keith David's going to be Tobias Whale.
What?
That's kick-ass.
Can I get like a Black Lightning animated show with Keith David as Tobias Whale, please? That sounds fucking awesome.
I don't know. The guy who played Tobias Whale in the live action was perfect as well.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely chilling performance.
He was glorious, but like, when else are you gonna get Keith David as Tobias Whale? That sounds awesome. So that it looks good, anime style. Like, I don't know how I feel about Kate being an anime like character, but all right, that's cool, I guess.
I'm here for Gotham Gaze the movie, so we're good.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay. They also, the next thing on the agenda was they announced they did a little teaser of Leslie Grace portraying Barbara Gordon and Batgirl. They showed a little bit of concept art. Apparently, she is going to have the red hair and the cowl, so everyone rejoiced for that. That's about it. That's literally all there was in that. Like, they talked about how it's exciting to work on the project, and that was it. So get ready for a Batgirl movie.
They also released a bit of the concept art, and that looks really cool too.
Oh, it looks fucking dope.
But what they need to do is they need to, stick to the theme of the multiverse, mashup, and give me Alicia Silverstone as well.
She gets a cameo, and that's it.
I know, but it was just such a terrible performance, and it's just so glorious.
Nah, see, I loved Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. Like, it was so weird her being like Alfred's niece, but like, her energy was kind of dope.
Oh god, yeah, no, it was great energy. Batman and Robin is a terrible movie, and it is my absolute favorite movie.
We still need to release that issue 50. I keep forgetting to edit that. So yeah. All right. Next thing on the agenda is the Harley Quinn spotlight. They announced that season 3 is happening soon.
I'm so fucking excited.
Fucking Ron Funches as King Shark, it like just gives me life.
Yeah. Wait, are any of you reading that series right now? The
yes.
Tour? My God.
The T. Franklin book is so good. T. Franklin, please come on our show. We would love to have you. But that miniseries is great. Excuse me. In general, the new sizzle reel looks great. Ron Funches eating the sizzle reel before it went was really fucking funny. And I'm excited for more Harley because that show is fucking awesome. Travis, do you have an opinion on Harley? Is he there? Is he dead? He's dead.
I think he's dead. We should poke him.
Travis! Okay.
Unless DC needed something.
Possibly. Alright, apparently we're gonna get a new mobile game called DC Heroes and Villains. I mean, the designs look cool, but we don't know what the fucking game is, so
At all.
Like, they showed us like a cutscene of like, what was it? Poison Ivy, again as a villain, Harley Quinn, and Lex Luthor versus Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and The Flash, I think it was. And they were just like fighting in the streets, and then that was it. There was no information about what the fucking game is, so whatever. The really exciting news, that I literally fucking tweeted HBO Max until they fixed their servers because I was pissed. After showing us a teaser of Young Justice season 4, they said, "Hey, it's out. The first 2 episodes are out." And then I literally like fucking tweeted them the Harry Potter gif of "You liar!" because it was nowhere. Fucking HBO Max hadn't updated. It wasn't out. There was nothing. But then they
talking about DC's Riverdale.
Did you just disrespect Young
Travis,
Justice?
I'm fully on board with this comment.
No. You
I
can
thought
say
you were talking about Titans, actually.
No. That's Titans. I will agree to that. I will agree that Titans is Riverdale. But no, you will not disrespect Young Justice in my house, son. No. And Mary, what do you think of Young Justice? The fuck?
No, see, I was, agreeing with the notion that Young Justice is DC's Riverdale.
How?
Because it's just that bad.
It really isn't, though. Who hurt you? We've never had this talk, and I'm hurt. Like, I love Young Justice. It's literally just like up until season 3, it was super fucking solid, and it was just like, what if we just made Justice League the animated series but focused on the sidekicks? And it was really fucking cool. And then like season 3's budget was like slashed in half, and it kind of turned to like mediocre, but it's still solid. So it's like I'm really confused as to why you don't like Young Justice. Oh wait, you just don't like sidekicks. That's right. I forgot.
I never watched season 3. I just heard too much about it, and I watched the one clip of Harper Row in it. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm okay.
Okay, so like I think you should watch it because season 3 is solid, but it very much feels like, because the biggest problem that animation department has had ever since the show was canceled originally is the fact that they were shoved over to do all the stupid New 52 movies. And they very much like gave them a barely functioning budget for season 3, but they do what they can with it, and it's really cool. But you can tell that animation budget is struggling. So story-wise, great. They bring back a lot of original characters. They kind of reuse a lot of stuff from the New 52 movies. Like, they straight up just copied and pasted Batwoman's model from the Bad Blood movie over, which is fucking hilarious. But, like, there's just so much stuff they super lazily did. But in general, season 3's story is very solid, and the first 2 episodes they released of season 4 are really fucking good. So
you've seen them already?
Yeah, I watched them on my lunch break. The minute after that shit dropped, I was like, I'm watching this shit. And it's really fucking good. More Martian shit. I love good Martian shit. So yeah, I'm excited for season 4. Mary, we need to have a talk. I didn't know you felt this strongly about Young Justice, and I'm hurt.
It's not the show overall. It's just there are a lot of minor things that I am not a fan of.
You don't like McGann, don't you?
I mean, I like the character. The voice I can't stand.
I had a feeling. I figured that was what's going to do it, is you don't like McGann. I had a feeling.
But I mean, one of my biggest comic book confessions, if you will, is just the way that Connor Kent was fully portrayed in kind of like, the New 52 Young Justice era. And I'm going all the way back. I don't like that characterization. Like
the I'm a dumbass, like I don't understand the world version of him.
Yeah. I definitely liked 90s Superboy, and I don't mean to like lean far back on 90s Superman books, just because I love that era, but I really liked 90s Superboy. I feel like there's something about his swagger that this Young Justice broody Connor.
I mean, I agree with that. Like Jeff Johns / Peter David Superboy was super solid too, but I agree that Young Justice Superboy, like from the TV show, is an acquired taste, and it's like he's I'm more here for sexy Jesse McCartney as Nightwing, but that's just me. And I'm also here for Kari Payton doing more good Calderon shit because that's awesome.
Did you say Jesse McCartney as Nightwing?
You didn't know this?
No, but I honestly felt that it was completely unnecessary to make the aesthetic that is Dick Grayson have a voice that matches that.
Right? Like, you didn't think that could finally have a good voice, and then you give it Jesse McCartney, you're like, damn, that really fucking fits.
Yeah, it's... Wow.
it hurts your soul to admit that Jesse McCartney plays like the most like accurate Nightwing possible, and it hurts
I need you to stop exposing me on air.
Okay, so now it's time for James to be depressed for like 10 minutes. Okay.
Aww.
So, Ava DuVernay, after giving a preview of, I believe it's called DMC, or DMZ, is that what it's called? Which was kind of cool, like the photos, the stills look cool and whatnot. She gave a small preview of like the upcoming adaptation of Brian Michael Bendis and David F. Walker's Naomi. We've talked about this on the show before, and just from the like 5 seconds we saw of this poor girl, I will say, I've said it once and I will say it again. I will keep saying it until somebody at DC hears me. She doesn't have any content.
When we were watching it, that's what I said to Victoria, and I loved that book. I mean,
me too.
It is far more David F. Walker than it is Brian Michael Bendis.
Yes.
They literally said, "Hey, David, do you mind if Bendis cashes your check?" And it's like, yeah, I guess. Like, that's literally what that book is.
Brian Michael put his name on your work, we'll pay you more.
Like, honestly, like that's what that book feels like. Is Bendis wanted to make a new Riri, but they knew they couldn't let him write it, so they called David F. Walker. That's what that book feels like to a T. But
they should have just given it to Walker. He's great with these kinds of things.
Honestly. But here's the biggest problem. You have 12 issues of Naomi's book. Is that correct? It was 12?
I thought it was 6.
It was 6.
Oh, 6?
Less.
Even less. So you have 6 books of her in this. You have, I believe, 2 or 3 issues of Young Justice. And you have her in the current Justice League book because Bendis is writing it, which that fits. But here's the problem. That's what? Less than 20 issues of a character's existence, and especially in the Justice League book, where in the first issue, mind you, of Bendis' Justice League run, every white adult on the fucking Justice League team says, "Hey, guys, I think we're a little too white." And instead of calling, I don't know, Jefferson or Mari or anybody else, they go, "Let's hit up this random new girl that there's been some commotion with, and the Young Justice kids have hung out with a little bit. Let's bring her onto the Justice League." And funnily enough, she has the last name of the guy who's dead, R.I.P. Dwayne, who has literally who was the guy who told us originally that the Justice League was too white. And we ignored it again for about 10 more years. Like, what? Literally, that's what the whole first issue is Batman going, "We're too white, let's call this random black girl," and then going, "Hey, funnily enough, her last name is the dude who told us let's not be so white anymore, but we didn't listen." And that's what bothers me, is more than we saw with Black Lightning. Once you run out of content, you're pulling for strings, and you start trying to do dumb shit let's make up a spin-off show for a character we totally transformed and made a whole different character from his 90s run, with Painkiller. That was a fucking travesty. And now you have Naomi, who has literally significantly less material than Black Lightning did. And Ava DuVernay, after the first episode, basically has to write this girl from scratch. She's going to have no relation to anything in the DC universe. And to the point where they straight did the same shit that CBS did in Supergirl's first episode. Have fucking Superman show up in a flash and be gone. And I'm like, damn, you did her dirty. You couldn't even call old dude from Lois and Clark for a guest spot. You straight said, "We're going to CBS Supergirl this poor girl." And my heart broke.
And to be fair, out of respect for the man, I think that they should probably take away Naomi's last name for this TV show. Because that was a huge impact in that 6-issue run. It was the biggest part of that whole book, and it meant so much because of how that book was written. If you're just going to add extra to it, I'm not sure how that's going to have the same effect, nor I'm not sure how that's going to respect McDuffie's name.
Mary, you're the historian here. You give me your opinion.
What, just for Naomi itself? Or...
Yes.
I was a really big fan of the initial book. You can kind of start to see where she shifts away from an independent narrative to a Bendis pet character treatment. And, she becomes too good and too perfect at everything. When in the actual 6 issues that David F. Walker probably solely wrote, she's much more complex than that. And this is the same mistake that Bendis made with Riri in the beginning. because it took years and Eve Ewing completely overhauling almost everything to get the character well respected in mainstream comic fandom.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what it is about Bendis and black women.
It's not black women. It's specifically the fact that he made Miles and he made Riri because he adopted like black children.
But Miles is compelling.
Yes, but like not always. Bendis has been spotty with him previously, but and also like the same thing that Mary said, where Miles has been written by other people and done very well. Not recently, because Ahmed's kind of pulling at strings with giving him his own Clone Saga and giving him a tracksuit for a costume. But anyway, Bendis wanted to create characters for his girls and and his kids. Cool. I respect you for it. Originally, Bendis, you had an invite to the cookout, but it has been since rescinded because literally every
cookout, James. We've been over this.
But like I'm saying for the sake of the argument, because that's what people are going to say in terms of like what Bendis was trying to do. He was trying to be that friendly white guy ally that we could trust, that could give like little black boys and little black girls their own hero. Cool, bet, I get you. Fucking dude who plays Luke Fox gave a heartwarming speech during his section when he got to be Batwing and talk about his experience becoming Batwing. That was amazing, and I agree with him. We need more black superheroes. But here's the problem. And in the same case as Naomi, there's not enough material for those little black boys and little black girls to see. Literally, there is nothing. They will see them in media because we've either changed characters like Javicia into being a black person because they weren't black to begin with, or we have cases like Batwing where they have so little content that, yeah, you can put them on TV, but you're going to have to write everything from scratch. Because they ain't got shit, and the stuff they do have, it's very short, or they turn basically into a villain, like what happened with Tynan's Detective Run, where they made fucking Luke a villain, which was stupid. But it's like, in general, I really feel like we're still in this moment of last year's fandom, where we're trying so hard to prop up representation. Granted, we didn't have another fucking black, like, superhero party with a shitty fucking poster. Thank God. And we didn't try to have it on Instagram. That was ugh. But this year, it still felt like the same shit. We're propping up representation that doesn't exist. And it's frustrating. So it's like, stop trying to say you're doing good shit and do good shit.
I do want to touch on the fact of, whereas my biggest concern about Naomi is the lack of hard source material. But let's kind of, for the sake of conversation, restrict it to within those first 6 issues.
Mm-hmm.
None of the Action Comics or Justice League stuff because, it was her solo material. I think it's a really solid foundation. I think there's a lot of potential in those 6 issues, and now that can either be a good thing for the show or a bad thing for the show. Without a lot of excess material weighing it down, they could really do some interesting things with Naomi on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of have the comics touch on those a little later. Or the show could collapse under that much empty space.
I completely agree. If you look at those first 6 issues, the whole thing really feels really strong while that mystery is still, thick and unsolved. I feel like the last couple issues, it kind of, as soon as she starts figuring stuff out, it kind of takes this nosedive and the pace speeds up ridiculously until the end. I think you can make at least one really solid season just from those 6 issues. And I think it can actually help improve some of those pacing issues that the series suffered from at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for the first season, you should be set. It's everything that happens afterwards that we
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad my ranting wasn't for naught this time, because... All right, so, yeah. So, and don't get me wrong. Ava, you are a groundbreaking. You are a titan of fucking writing. You have done great work, but you can't make fucking like you can't make a cake out of thin air. You can't make fucking immaculate chocolate chip cookies with no recipe or no ingredients. You were given nothing but 6 issues of a well-drawn comic, because Jamal Campbell is a fucking god. But but in general, like, other than what David F. Walker ghost written for a white man, there's nothing else for you to have here. And granted, you pretty much did that little teaser was like straight verbatim the first the first issue, other than like the pretty much lack of Superman, and it was all like from Naomi's face perspective because y'all ain't got no budget. But in general, it pretty much is like, in a minute you ain't gonna have nothing. And that's depressing. And I feel bad for you. Like, this should not be this way. You deserve better than this. But unfortunately, DC handed you a fucking platter with no ingredients on it, and they're telling you to make a cake, and it's kind of depressing.
James, do you want cake?
I ate the last of my cake.
Okay, because you keep sounding like you want cake.
It was good cake, but anyway.
If anyone but Ava DuVernay was at the helm of this project, I would say that they're fucked, regardless of what they try to do. I think if anyone has the strength to at least pull it up into something more, I think Ava DuVernay is the strongest candidate there.
Agreed.
Because, you know, when it comes to crafting maybe a more timely plot line, particularly with, you know, the rise in political activism from Gen Z. So I could see her kind of crafting a narrative like that. But, you know, if anyone could pull that kind of a thing off, it is DuVernay. But I still find myself concerned. I'm slightly more on the positive side solely because of DuVernay's leadership on the project.
Very much like she's the only person with $1 million that can do something with it. Otherwise, this whole ship's going down in a heap.
Yeah.
And is there any other points you want to make on in regards to Naomi?
No, I think that's just about covered it. I think it is possible for them to, if they, just go on their own and make something up for season 2. I think it's possible they could do it. But like you said, then where are people going to go? Because they want to pick up her comics after they're non-existent. And
right, and
the show is
very
all
much. Right, and like I was talking with Victor and I can't fucking think. Victor and Jordan last week, or like 2 weeks ago, about Jackson. People asked them, and especially Jordan, because he wrote Jackson, where can we pick up more information about Jackson Hyde? You can't, because for about 15 years you couldn't find shit about. Well, not 15, more like 12. You couldn't find any content about him. Same thing here. Naomi has 1 volume and a little bit of material from 2 other team books. That's it. And it's very sad that this is the case. But I'm gonna quit ranting. There's a little bit more good shit to talk about. So, Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Them suits look fucking dope.
Oh my god, yes.
I think it's funny that the girl who played Mary grew up enough that they're just like, hey, you can be Mary and Mary Marvel now.
No. Oh, the woman they got to play adult Mary Marvel, she said some dumb shit.
Oh, is that what happened?
So the actress playing her now is the actress who played her in the last movie? Except
Teenage Mary. Now. Yeah, Teenage Mary from the first movie is going to be playing also adult Mary Marvel because the actress has aged that much that they can get away with it.
Yeah.
But the actress that played Mary Marvel in the first film said some dumb shit, and I think she got fired.
Yes, she did.
What dumb shit did she say?
I guess.
It's like some crazy
white wing shit. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was. I think it was about like the insurgency.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that makes sense. All I'm gonna say, I'm gonna make this real easy for the two of us, Travis. Suits look cool. Excited for more good shit. Helen Mirren, anything is funny as fuck. Lucy Liu, anything is dope as shit. Travis, do you agree?
Oh.
I'm gonna get to you. Travis, do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Mary Ann, you guys can have your orgasm time. Go.
Just oof.
This is just the way that was phrased. Anyways, yeah, this movie it looks so good. You brought up the costumes. I really like the battle damaged Shazam. That's really interesting. The villains, I have no idea if they've been in the comics, but I don't care.
I think Helen Mirren isn't she
Hysteria.
No, they said who she is. Hold on.
What? That she's Cersei?
Calypso? Yeah, Callisto.
Well, with Wonder Woman, it's Cersei.
Hold on.
But did you notice on the front plate of Helen Mirren's armor, it looks suspiciously like the Wonder Woman armor.
Oh, and it did say she's Hesperia, but they said Callisto in the trailer. What the fuck?
Yeah. Lucy Liu might be Callisto.
That's what it is. She is Calypso. She is Calypso, and Helen is Hesperia.
So, yeah.
Okay, I see Lucy Liu. I'm looking for Helen Mirren's picture. 1 second.
Hang
Headaches? Eating food. Eat. So does water, but there are also such things.
Oh, it does.
That looks
I
badass.
Stop.
That's really fucking cool.
It does look very Amazonian, so
Do you not
that's
want it?
so interesting.
Because if they're from
Why are you acting like you don't?
if they're from the Greek pantheon, it'll make it makes a lot of sense.
I like that interconnected tissue. I love it when they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just I'm here for bad girls being bad. That's gonna be so awesome. It's these two versus 6 or 7 Shazams. So God, they must be packing. I really say I'm just looking at the Lucy Liu picture again. Anyways, I'm really excited for like dragons too. Dragons, yeah, that's
It must be
nice.
packing heat. Fucking coming for the fight.
Ian asked me when I tweeted that picture of Lucy Liu, the pictures of Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren. Ian's like, "What do you think about the plot?" And I'm like, "What plot? This is the plot."
This is the plot, exactly.
Like, this is the plot. Deal with it.
But I definitely I think this is combat that I'm going to be really excited about. Not just for gay reasons, but seeing this kind of actual cosmic power, because previously in the DCEU it's been a lot of base level superpowers and Batman.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to kind of see that flashy lightning magic crap.
This is something completely new. It's not just people punching each other, I'm guessing, because they have an army of monsters. That should be pretty visually interesting, if nothing else. This feels like it's a completely like a huge step up from the last one.
Also, Mary Marvel is like the best character in the world.
It's because your dad named him after you.
Well, no. I was named after the Virgin Mary, but sure, let's go with that.
Anyway.
I shit you not. It is literally my mother's very Catholic. It's literally the Virgin Mary.
Oh, okay. It seems like something your dad would do. That's why I'm like kind of surprised.
He wanted to name me Gwendolyn.
That sounds depressing.
Right.
You don't look like a Gwen. Anyway, so yeah, Shazam 2 looks dope. I'm glad they could have their gush moment for a moment. Then they started going into the Wonder Woman 80th anniversary that is fastly approaching.
James, you might have to let me take this one.
Please.
I will chime in at the trial, but you can go ahead.
Okay. The 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman is coming up. They did a really fantastic panel. Not necessarily panel, but just, like sizzle reel, I guess. I think I love Linda Carter's just scene involvement with the character throughout the legacy. And I feel like, oh my God, sorry, I think this gummy's finally hitting full effect. Because I can't feel my tongue.
Oh.
So trying to talk feels weird.
This is how I normally podcast, Mary. Welcome.
How do you do it, Travis? But this is a huge milestone for the character. I think Wonder Woman, the film, really made DC sit there and go, wait a minute, should we be paying attention to this character?
Honestly.
And I will give DC credit for that. Compared to before Gal Gadot taking up the mantle as Wonder Woman, they have quintupled their Wonder Woman content. And
especially in comics.
Yes.
Especially in comics, we've seen a lot more about Diana. If we could step away from the Greek gods just a little bit, guys, I would be perfectly happy. But it's a very emotional thing for me, obviously, being as big of a Wonder Woman fan as I am. And I completely forgot the point I was going to make. I think Patty Jenkins and Linda Carter are somehow 2 straight women who fell in love with each other.
Okay.
The panel was very sappy between the 2 of them.
It was. And then they decided to announce that Wonder Woman 3 is in the works. Yay.
Well, we heard that real close after 84. That pretty much as Wonder Woman 84 dropped in HBO Max, Warner Brothers said, okay, give me a 3rd one.
Yeah, so many people watched it because of that on demand. There's no way it would have done bad.
But then Pedro was a fucking mess.
Oh yeah, you're right.
She should have snapped his neck, just saying.
Yeah, she should have.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was exciting. Like that was really fucking emotional. Like Linda just talking about shit
that's what
had
I
me
wanted to
fucking
say.
upset.
I love that in the segment where they talk about, Wonder Woman being her effect in the real world kind of a thing. They're teaming up with, I think it was like Dove soap or something. Like, so a lot of fun stuff is happening there, but I felt like they gathered up every man in the studio that day, held them at gunpoint, and said "Simp for Wonder Woman."
I'm
honestly
so glad you said
like
that. I was thinking the same thing.
That's how I felt too, because it was like y'all got a lot more like men than women to say some shit, and I'm really confused. Like you didn't have Candace say anything. You didn't you didn't have like fucking Laurel show up. You didn't have like Supergirl say some shit. Nothing. You had like barely anybody say some shit, but then you had like every guy, even fucking Justin Hartley, say some shit about Wonder Woman. Like that was so fucking weird.
Like, I appreciate go for it.
Yeah.
Harry.
I said it was very weird, but I do appreciate the effort that was put behind, because it's like, okay, usually it's women talking about how much Wonder Woman means to them. And there are plenty of men who are just as inspired by her.
Exactly. Because it's like, there's such a thing with female heroes, especially where it's so gendered, where there's a lot of times she'll talk to men. It's like, oh, I don't feel like I can like Wonder Woman. I don't feel like I can like Captain Marvel because, they're female superheroes. They're made for women. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Who said you couldn't do this? And I think it's a divide that needs to be not there. I get that that's why they probably did this, and I appreciate it, but it did feel a little weird. It
was
feel
very
a little
weird.
forced.
Because, you have so many women in the DC universe at your disposal, and you're like, bring me the men from the CW.
Exactly.
They even had Doodoo playing Atom Smasher, and he looked so awkward trying to find something to say about Wonder Woman. I'm like, oh, honey. Like, I can tell you're uncomfortable.
All I know is that if they release more merchandise for the Wonder Woman's 80th anniversary, like I know they're going to, I think Victoria's going to find a way to kill me with a pop box.
Oh, dear. I'm going to say, there was a lot of fucking Wonder Woman pops recently. Kind of excessive.
And I have almost all of them sitting on the shelf in front of me.
But do you have the Chainsaw of Truth?
I don't yet. I don't.
Fix it.
You need the Chainsaw of Truth.
I want a Chainsaw of Truth. Victoria won't let me have a power washer.
Anyway, so the one thing that I will chime in on, because I am angry, they announced that in the new year, because of all the different books like Nubia and the Amazons and the new Wonder Woman run that are going on, which great books. Nubia having a book with Vida Ayala and Stephanie Phillips, great stuff. We love to hear it. They announced that Nubia, Hippolyta, Diana, Yara Flor, and Artemis will be having a giant event called Trial of the Amazons. Real quick, folks. We're missing some girls here, people. We are missing Cassandra Sandsmark and Donna Troy. Where are my kids? This is
so fun.
Listen, DC. Like, I don't get into Wonder Woman's business because normally Mary will shank me if I do, but this is the one time where Mary will let me talk because it's sidekick related. And
I'm giving you half credit for this conversation.
Yes,
because only one half of that duo actually matters.
I hate you. Anyway, because she doesn't like Cassie, and because she doesn't like white blonde women.
I am a white blonde woman.
It's fake.
I'm seeing the theme.
So it's like, it's very much just like, for some reason, like DC. Listen, I know you really want to make Brazilians happy. I know you love Yara Flor because you want to make Brazilians happy. But there was two other Wonder Girls before her. Like, I feel like we're having the Damien syndrome again, where we have to keep yelling at people and go, "Hey, there's other sidekicks still here, people."
I think they're also trying to steer away from white Amazons.
Exactly. That's the point I was going to make when you were done.
But Donna's not white.
I mean, can you tell that from looking at her?
No.
I think Yara's there and Donna and Cassie were nixed, so it would even out the balance a little bit.
But then why the fuck is Artemis here?
Because you can't do a Wonder Woman project and not include Artemis. Wonder fans will burn the house down trying to find her.
But it's
literally embody Artemis trying to get her in the book.
But it's like they did that whole thing during DC Rebirth, and I don't like giving fucking dude credit, but the idea of like Red Hood, Bizarro, and Artemis being like the Dark Trinity was a cool concept. So you have like the Red Hood of the Wonder Woman universe pulling up, and the Dick and the Tim of the Wonder Woman universe are just non-existent. I have questions. I have concerns. Please answer them. And it's bullshit. Like,
well, this time, let's say that we went for the Jaime and the Luke of the Wonder Woman universe.
No.
Yay.
We went for the Red Hood and the Damien of the Wonder Woman universe.
No, Yara Flores is arguably the Jaime here.
No, Yara Flores is very much the Damien, the same way fucking
No, stop. I like Yara.
No,
she's
I
not
do
a
too.
piece of shit.
She's not a piece of shit. I'm talking
very well crafted.
She's very well crafted. Her story is good. But I'm saying in terms of the legacy, because you have this fucking 4th gen of fucking sidekicks.
James, it's Wonder Woman. Legacy doesn't matter.
I know. But, like, you have this fucking, like, 4th line of sidekicks where you have Damien, you have Wallace, you have Kimiko, you have fucking, like, Yara now. Like, John kind of qualifies, but they kind of pushed him over in the corner somewhere. Like, I'm tired of this weird 4th generation of fucking heroes. Like, there were people here before you, damn it. Like, I'm sick of it.
Let kids have their characters. That's why Diana's the one who's here for us.
No, Cassandra's here for me, and they don't respect her. It's stupid.
Oh my! Hey, y'all just keep trying to exclude here. I'll just keep trying to exclude people. I'm just like, bring everyone in. If we're going max estrogen here, just bring everyone in.
Oh, my thing is, like, everyone can be here. It's an anniversary. Like, I didn't bitch when fucking Damien was on the cover of the Jim Lee cover for the Batman anniversary. I said, cool, make sure everybody's there. Hell, I didn't bitch when he was on the Robin cover. Like, he's a Robin. I don't like his ass, but he's a Robin. So it's like, why the fuck? Like, is fucking Cassie and Donna not in the trial of the fucking Amazons?
Because you keep making unfair comparisons to Damien, who's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit. You're right. He is a piece of shit. Oh, you know, like, and if you're gonna be here, you need to join in on the Damien slander. All this, the show literally always is just Damien slander.
Do I have slander in me? Am I allowed to do that?
Yes.
On this show,
you want.
Yes. Whenever you are here, you are allowed to slander. Like how
we've slandered Xi Jinping before. Fuck that Winnie the Pooh looking Chinese leader.
Okay, that slander sounds fair.
My big thing with Cassie is I don't like the origin. And it's just, it doesn't fit with the rest of the universe where, you know, these women are, you know, Amazons and we're doing the, you know, the different tribes thing. And then there's just the girl who went to Zeus and went, make me an Amazon, please. And
okay, but where's Donna?
I will agree with that. I think Donna needs to be here. I think she's been really ignored for several years now.
Her entire existence.
I'm thinking more of the Meredith Finch Wonder Woman run.
I'm just saying in general, like, every time she's in a book, they keep rewriting her origin, and I want to stab somebody.
Honestly, I do think Donna would have been better than Artemis, at least. Or not Artemis.
At the very least. At the very least.
I think the only reason Artemis is actually here is because she is from one of the other Amazonian tribes.
Damn you, Artemis. Okay. All right. So we've bitched about that for a hot minute, but in general, yay, Wonder Woman's getting her own event book. Cool. But where are my girls? Anyway.
I will at least say this. I will say one thing that you cannot disagree with.
Leave Cassie alone.
It's not Amazon's attack.
Oh yeah, we have to cover that at some point. Oh god. I forgot we have to roast that at some point. I keep forgetting.
We absolutely have to roast that at some point.
Hey, Ann, do you want to come back and help us torture Travis with Amazon's attack?
Do I have to read it?
You haven't read it? Oh, never mind. I don't want to make you read that.
Issue because I saw Amazons. I'm like,
honey.
this sound... And then I'm like, what the fuck am I reading?
Oh, honey.
What
honey. It goes all downhill from there. You thought they found a way to dig through the center of the earth to lower it even more.
Oh, honey, you're so pure. You're so pure. All right.
Back there.
All right. So, final topic of the evening that Travis has been waiting for. The return of Battinson has arrived because, and they even admitted in the panel that a year ago we first got the Battinson first trailer and they ended FANDOME with it, and they did it again this year where they ended FANDOME with Battinson. And I gotta say, I've never seen a trailer for a movie where I couldn't tell Colin Farrell was Colin Farrell.
Exactly.
Isn't it wonderful?
That's the biggest thing I took away from that trailer was how the fuck is that Colin Farrell? Like, and the best part about that whole trailer was I'm still just like, I don't care about another Batman movie. And then that end scene with Penguin in the car, and he fucking thinks he killed Batman until fucking Battinson rides out of the fucking flame with the muscle car like he's Vin Diesel yelling family, and he just fucking runs over this motherfucker's car, and you see him just roll up with the flames behind him. And I'm like, okay, you have my attention now.
Guitar.
Right, like you have my attention now. I will tolerate this. But it's like up until that point, I haven't cared about this movie. Like, I really didn't need another Batman movie, and like, yay, Zoe Kravitz. I'll watch for Zoe Kravitz.
You didn't care about it when we saw the last trailer?
No, dog. I'm
so
I cared about it.
I'm so sick of Bruce, dude. I just can't do it anymore. But like,
okay, but like, we're getting emotionally damaged young.
No, Travis, say it. It's emo Bruce.
It's emo Bruce.
Well, Bruce is always emo. We're not talking about this. Is it like
I was gonna say
this is like the difference between like AFI and My Chemical Romance Bruce. You know what I mean? Like Bale was definitely an AFI kind of guy. We're getting My Chemical
hockey
Romance.
pads.
Huh?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah. See, but now we already watched Battinson beat the ever-living shit out of a Joker goon, probably until he was crippled, because that's what Bruce does because he's that damaged. And now this time, we have to see Andy Serkis freaking out about
I shoot people. But no, for real. Like, I deadass was very much just like, okay, a new Batman movie. I'll probably watch it on like Blu-ray, but I wasn't gonna like flock to the theater for it. But like, this trailer, that final scene was fucking badass, and also this fucking theme song they're giving Batman, I like that
Nirvana, but like creepier.
Right, like that theme song, I was like, okay, and then like Zoe Kravitz is being a badass, and I'm like, okay, and then
I have to say it out loud and on air that I've copied her dad's aesthetic for my entire life just to get a crush on her in adulthood. What's going on here?
Victoria made a joke when the trailer came out, and you see Zoe Kravitz down there really doing the feline thing. That you know this is going to be a very Michelle Pfeifferian, if that's a word, performance where she
Pfeifferian,
which actually goes to kind of give the character more personality. And Victoria made the joke that as the daughter of Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet, she felt that Zoe Kravitz was just biologically engineered to be weird, and that this was going to be perfect for her.
That's fair.
So right.
That's why I've heard that put.
That's fair. So like up until this trailer, because like I got fucking what's his face as Alfred, which looked fucking badass. You got Andy Serkis as Alfred, which I was very skeptical about, but seeing it done, I was like, okay, so you're basically giving him the Arkham origin speech. Good job. And then you see fucking Colin Farrell not being Colin Farrell, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. And also the Riddler looks like he's gonna be like Batman the Animated Series Riddler, where he's not fucking Jim Carrey, but he's a character, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. Like I'm in. I don't I need some good shit. So no, and we're at the end of the show. You're the guest. How do you feel about Batman before I let Travis gush?
Like, I love this trailer. The moment that brought me in was that scene where he's just walking down the hallway and it's like completely dark, except for when the guns are firing and you just see the guns firing and it fires straight into his chest. He doesn't give a shit. He just keeps walking and he's like, "You're gonna get these knuckles one way or the other. Come here."
Right.
my favorite thing. That was the moment that won me over. I'm like, yes, okay. Let's go.
I love that first like dude who tries to shoot with a pistol and he's just like, the fuck, and punches him in the face.
Something that I noticed that I think is really interesting and that I'm really excited to see is we're getting Batman as a nimble fighter.
Yes.
Because, ever since, The Dark Knight Returns, we've gotten this image of Batman is like a hulking behemoth. And he wouldn't be able to move the way he does if he was that fucking massive. And I think we got actually a decent look of that Batfleck. That they had Ben Affleck, quadruple his body mass, and he fought like a tank.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scene in BVS where he goes to leap off the balcony after throwing the smoke grenade, he jumps like a tank. So I'm excited to see what is clearly going to be emphasis on more combat choreography to get kind of Bruce moving as fluidly as he does in the comics.
Hey, it's funny you bring up the Batman scene because there's a moment right at the beginning of like BVS where I thought that's what we were gonna get when he's like up on the ceiling and they look up to him and he just kind of like zooms over. I can't think of like a better word for it, and he just like glides to the other side of the wall. And I'm like, that I've never seen a Batman move like that on screen before, and that was incredible. And I think that this trailer gave me a lot of that. It's a Batman that's coming to get you, and he's not going to waste any time. And I think that's terrifying in its own right.
Yeah.
All right, Travis, you make us now. Have fun.
I honestly, what got me hype was as soon as I saw that they're gonna have not only is there gonna be a murder mystery through the Riddler, but they're also gonna have him fighting the larger criminal element that is organized crime in Gotham with what I'm assuming is regular sized Cobblepot. I'm guessing.
Batman, I want to see him reclaim the whole status as detective.
Right, and so that we're gonna get to see that through Riddler.
Yes,
and I'm really excited to see Matt Reeves bring the Riddler into a light that's not so cartoonish. Because, admittedly, since like his conception, Riddler's been a fucking joke.
Right,
Like,
and
honestly.
there's only a few different writers who have pulled him out of obscurity and made him some shit. Like you have Snyder who did 0 Year and tried really hard to make the Riddler some shit. You've had other writers who have tried that. Like every once in a while, you'll get someone who has a really big boner for Riddler and wants to make him some shit. But it's so very few and far between that everyone just makes him a joke. But now you have this opportunity to, because now granted, I don't like Gotham. I don't like that gay erasure they did. We don't like to talk about it, but we gonna let it slide because it's for the sake of the argument right now. The way they did the rise of Nigma in the show was kind of cool, but it still tried to add that little bit of like jokey, like I don't take myself seriously that Nigma should have. Nigma can be a fucking badass when he wants to be. Like up until Arkham Knight, where he kind of just like flew off the fucking handle and had a weird ass like VR headset, like in Arkham Origins and Arkham's Asylum in City, where he straight up is doing some really gangsta shit. Like he is straight up proving that he is a threat and not just I'm the jokey I like to make riddles guy. Like no.
Have you played the Batman Telltale game, the sequel series Enemy Within?
I don't need to hear Troy Baker as Batman, so no.
But the thing is that the first episode deals with Riddler. And it is one of the best Riddler performances I've seen. I mean, it's Riddler as quite literally the tortured Batman.
Oh shit! Damn it! I don't want to listen to Troy Baker as Batman and have an evil Tiffany Fox and have like Harley Quinn be a weird femdom. I don't want that. No.
But let me put it to you this way: one of the Riddler traps is some guy in a tube, and each one of his fingers is strapped in, and for every question that Batman gets wrong or doesn't answer, a blade will go through and slice off the tip of his finger.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's got 10 tries. That's nice.
Yeah. And so it's really kind of like that devious madman, he locks Batman in one of those same tubes, but the floor heats up and he has to see an image scratched into polarized lenses.
Oh.
So, I mean, I'm really hoping we get kind of the Riddler's inherent sadistic nature in this new Batman movie.
There's an opportunity here to take him out of being, like, for some reason, a more of a joke than the literal clown that uses clown gag shit
Right.
but into more of I want to see Riddler in like a Jigsaw kind of sphere.
Ooh,
Yes.
yes.
And that's you can jump me back to that Telltale series. That's what it is. That's a really good example.
Okay, sweet.
And so you bring up the fact that it's so hard to make this guy, work. And it's because he's such a smart character that you have to have a smart writer to match him.
Yes.
You can't pretend to be smart. You can't pretend to write the Riddler yet well. You have to actually know what you're doing.
Oh my god, it's like Tom King didn't write the best Riddler.
Tom King was a fucking joke.
Oh god, it was awful.
To be honest with you, Tom King does that to Gotham a lot.
Like,
so.
and I know you like his Supergirl run, but Tom King is a fucking joke.
I'm moving past it. What we're gonna talk about instead.
Just don't read Heroes in Crisis, and you'll be okay.
Why would I do that? Look at me in the eyes right now. Do your best.
Supergirl book even any good? Because
with the way it's good.
See, with the way Tom King writes women, it sends me running and screaming.
No, Mary, let me be really honest, because I had that same thought. I almost wrote an editorial article before it came out, just like how panicked I was. It's actually done very, very well.
You did pitch that to me, and then she read it and changed her mind. That's like it's very much like Tom King spent like a year and a half writing that fucking Batman book, and it was so bad.
I hope with this Supergirl book, Tom King took my writing advice of women don't need to be psychologically tortured to be interesting to mind.
Or we don't need drugs that make people as powerful as fucking Captain Atom. What?
I just that's why I've been so afraid to read Strange Adventures, because like I saw Mr. Terrific was in it, and I was like, you fucking bastard, you touched Mr. Terrific, I need to break your hands. Like,
this is not fair play.
Right, this isn't fair play. So it's like he's done so much fucking damage. But anyway, I'm not gonna break Anne's heart. So all in all, DC Fandom was a very interesting experience this year. Like I was talking about with Anne before the show, that it wasn't just a bunch of Zoom calls this time. So, like, there was a few Zoom calls, but it wasn't, like, nothing but Zoom calls. And, like, the cast of the Suicide Squad doing trivia questions. Like, they actually put a lot of love and time into this and tried to make it something that'd be worth having every year, which is awesome. So, I'm excited to see what next year brings, if we do get it next year. And, honestly, I want it to just get better. I want it to have more, like, involvement in terms of, like, things for everybody. I hope next year we don't keep having this thing where January solicitations are like 80% Batman, and we actually can say that we have a more diverse lineup for our comic books right now. But I don't know. So
obviously they can say whatever they want. They just don't have to follow through with it.
Right. So yeah, no. All in all, I was pretty satisfied with Fandom. Like, I'm getting real tired of the whole like the Batman ends the fandom, but. Otherwise, it was a good show.
Well, to be fair, after this movie, it's probably going to be either Diana or Clark doing that. So
they would have to do something with Clark.
Yeah, right. Like they don't want to give fucking what's his face money, so they just haven't done anything. See now that I know that Anne appreciates my Smallville, we can like do a whole episode on Smallville. I'm very excited now.
And
a few more weeks, and I'll get done.
Yes.
And I will enjoy boycotting that episode.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Also, we need to figure out what episode Am wants to come on for the panel to panel versus the New 52. We gotta figure that out.
I don't know if there's enough alcohol in North America for me to get through that without crying.
Well, seeing as it's a 6-part series, Mary, you're gonna have to buckle in. So folks, thank you for tuning into this brand new episode of Panel to Panel. We will be back next week. Oh, actually, not even next week. Later this week, because this week we're having 2 episodes. Because probably we'll release this one Monday and have the second one be Wednesday. Where tomorrow we will be recording our continued coverage of LGBTQIA plus History Month, where we will be talking about America Chavez. So get ready for that. But we want to make sure we didn't miss DC Fandom, and we are here, and we will be having some good fun. So get ready for that. And you are the guest. What is your closing statement for this episode of Panel to Panel?
Oh, shoot.
We can come back.
I'm about to say plug some shit. Like talk about some shit.
Yeah, if you want to follow me, you can follow me at AnneTalksComics. And check us out over at the Comics Collective, at CMX Collective. We have a new episode coming out this week where we're talking about Memetic, which is one of our horror stories for this month. So that's going to be very fun. Everyone loves that silly sloth meme. So it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun. Also, women good. So there we go.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Right.
Is that good? Woo.
Yeah, that works. Good shit. Did you have a fun time in this episode?
Yes, I did. I had a lot of fun. It's always fun to talk about nerdy stuff with people who like talking nerdy stuff.
Excellent. All right, Travis, what is your closing statement of this episode of Panel to Panel? Episode 65.
I fucking resent James for skipping over one of the best things about fandom.
Oh, yeah, you skipped Titans.
No, not Titans. Fuck
No.
Titans.
I mean,
Batman Caped Crusader.
Oh,
No. I'm not endorsing Bruce Timm porn. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
No. This isn't just about Bruce Timm. James Tucker too, motherfucker. Okay,
But
J.J. Abrams is involved.
And I write,
sure.
and I give you J.J. Abrams.
You know, we have Bruce Timm and J.J. Abrams versus James Tucker. Like, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Bruce Timm and James Tucker together. So OG Batman animated series and Batman Beyond animators together on the same animated series, and you don't want that? Fuck you, James. We're beefing.
I think Mary and I agree that Bruce Timm is a curse, and we don't want that anywhere near Batman anymore.
Fuck the person, Bruce Timm. I need the animation. Get someone else besides Bruce Timm to copy his style, and I can do that.
I would like to redo my ending. I feel like I need to match that energy, and I didn't. So,
Oh, Barry, what is your closing statement for episode 65?
My closing statement is, I don't have a lot of experience with marijuana.
Oh my god.
But hey, these are Delta 8 gummies. You know, I'm in Indiana. These are Delta 8 gummies. They were purchased legally, so not doing anything illegal. But something, you know, James talked about is that it is, you know, currently LGBTQ History Month. We've been doing a series, you know, kind of a series basically on individual characters. We did Estranio a few weeks back. And I feel like I'm gonna cry during the latter half of that episode with just how horrible everything turned out.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we're doing America.
Yeah, I know. But James and I are also working on a special project. Well, I've been working on this project for God knows how long, and I dragged James in with me.
Hi.
As that we're hoping towards the end of October, early part of November. Is that what we talked about?
Sure.
Of launching my dream project. It's an LGBTQ comic book podcast where we just cover everything. So, you know, please look forward to that. It's going to be character studies. It's going to be story breakdowns. You know, we're just going to try and cover particularly the superhero realm as a whole.
Excellent. So
the show's called Rainbow Cowl.
Yes. So get ready for that fucking awesome thing that I've been so proud to let that Mary asked me to be part of, because it's gonna be fucking awesome. My closing statement, as always, is support your local comic book shop. Comic book shops have great things like League of Comic Book Geeks or Comixology that you can support them and get your pull list and do all the good shit. So please make sure you support your local comic book shop. We don't know how much longer we're gonna have them. And yes, people, I know you love your digital books. But like I said, Comixology has affiliate links. Even if you don't like the sweaty dudes at your comic book shop, you can still support a local comic book shop by using an affiliate code. Even if they're across the fucking country and you think they're a pretty cool comic book shop, you can use the Comixology affiliate link to support them. So, from there, my DC fandom related closing statement is... Yay, my bleeding heart for Titans continues because season 4 was greenlit, but this show is fucking horrible. Soon we'll be having a mini-series where Travis and I review every episode, so get ready for that.
Will not be there for that, I hope you know.
Hold on, what did you just drag me into?
Nothing, Travis.
I will not watch DC's Riverdale.
Travis, run.
Anyway, but in general, we love comic books, and we're going to be always celebrating them. So don't forget, folks, you can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, both Audible and Amazon Music, Pandora, just anywhere you can listen to a podcast. Besides SoundCloud, you can follow us, and soon we'll be on Facebook as of tomorrow. So we'll be as of this episode airing, we'll be on Facebook. So get ready for that. Just in general, please enjoy this content, because we love being the weirdos that sit here and cuss and drink and get high and enjoy comic books, but it's not an uncomfortable environment. We are literally making sure that we're a bunch of queer people and a black weed head who just love talking about comic books. So please enjoy this show, and we love doing it for you. We will catch you folks next time right here at Panel to Panel. Peace out.